Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to diagnose the long crank hard start on this 2011 Audi Q5 with a 2-liter turbo engine. This issue started a couple of weeks ago with my sister complaining that the car is hard to start and sometimes requires a second crank. Now, the first thing I did is check all of the general issues, loose connectors, spark plugs, that kind of stuff. The car has no misfires. It has no issues running once it starts. It's just taking a long time to crank before it starts. Generally speaking, that will always point to the gasoline system. This is direct injected engine with a high pressure fuel pump. We've got fuel coming from the back, feeding into this pump. This pump then pressurizes the fuel rail, which runs right underneath here, and 4 injectors are firing into each cylinder. The fact that it takes longer to crank, but then fires up and runs okay, suggests that the fuel rail empties out once the car is shut off, which is not supposed to do. Once the car is shut off, there should be fuel left in the fuel rail, which helps the high pressure fuel pump build the pressure very quickly and the car will fire right away. I've already checked for leaks on the lines leading into the high pressure fuel pump. There's nothing there. So the only 2 remaining issues are an injector, which leaks fuel into the chamber, which would not be good because that means we have a bad injector, which is leaking, or an injector seal somewhere on the fuel rail, which is leaking fuel out of the rail and losing that prime in the rail, making it harder to start. Now, lucky for me, as I approach the engine, I can already smell gasoline. So I know that is the second one. It's probably one of the injector seals leaking fuel outside of the rail. It's a bit hard to film here, but you can actually see fuel sort of seeping on the bottom of injector number 1. So that seems to suggest the injector seal is compromised and is leaking fuel out of it. And every time I shut off the car, that fuel is just simply emptying outside of the fuel rail, leading to the issue with the start. So in today's video, we're going to take off the manifold, reseal all the injectors with new seals, and put everything back together. One thing I've never really liked on this, there's a tiny little sensor at the bottom here that you cannot access until you take the oil filter off. So you got to do this job, oil filter's got to come off. I'm not a fan of that. I feel like I could have put that somewhere else, but it is what it is, I guess. So the electrical connectors and the injectors, which is what's really holding the manifold in place right now, are on the bottom and they have these like little lock tabs. So you got to somehow pull the lock tab and then be able to unhook the connector, but you cannot get your hand inside there. So anyways, lots of patience I think is going to take for this one, ideally without breaking anything. Okay, so I'm going to cheat. I'm actually going to try and unhook the wiring from the manifold. This is going to be almost easier than trying to free up the injectors. There we go. Just a little bit more room. Okay, that's better. There we go. Manifold's up. So it is injector number 1. The seal for the fuel rail is damaged. So I guess last time when I inserted it, it got crimped. The rest of them are all still good. Number 4, a little bit rough. Not ideal. This wiring is what's causing the issue because it's attached to the bottom of the manifold. I've got everything unhooked. But now I'm going to try and actually take these injectors off so that we can get them serviced. That's 2, already falling apart. I'm trying really hard not to use any tools because this is all plastic. So if you end up using something a little bit more strong, you're likely going to damage the injector, and I really don't want to buy new ones. Oh, here we go. I don't like the way this feels. It's not ideal. Yeah, these are pretty dirty. They clearly have to be cleaned up. So what we're replacing today is the top seal for the fuel rail and the Teflon seal, which sits inside the head. The kit comes with also these little plastic spacers or whatever, which always break. Every time you take one of these off, they always break. So it's a good thing the kit comes with it because you just replace the whole thing, service the injector, and you're good to go. So let's clean these up, refurbish them, and put them back in the car. I like to use B12, which is an injector cleaner to begin with. It's very nice for cleaning up all the soot from these things. Everything's so brittle that it just breaks as you take it off the injector. We have to cut the Teflon seal first. Careful not to damage the metal. You don't want it to get scratched. Now we can give them a wash. B12 is great for this. All right, the injectors are clean. We've got a couple of pieces to the kit here. We've got the little cage that goes around, little plastic spacer goes on the front. We have the seal for the top of the injector, and we have the Teflon ring that goes in the front and seals the injector to the combustion chamber. Little plastic spacer goes in between the black seal. All right. Now, the only real tricky part of this is the little Teflon seal. Lots of videos online about how to do this. You are going to have to get yourself some actual tools. Do not use any lubricant to do this. We use this little cone. It has a divot right there, which matches the injector on the front. Cone goes on top, seal goes on the cone, and then we push it across into the groove, at which point we have to squeeze it back in. There it is, and over it goes in place. Now, because it's stretched out, it's very loose, so we have to tighten it back up. So you flip this guy around and you press the seal in place. One done, 3 more to go. 4 injectors done. Let's put them on the manifold. Manifold goes back on the car. Car's ready to go. From here on out, just reconnect everything. Don't forget the fuel line in the back. Careful with the vacuum lines and get the car started.